Hello, this tutorial will walk you through setting up SendGrid for your company account. Log into SendGrid and make sure you have created an account. Once you're logged into SendGrid, on the top left corner you'll see your company name or your name, and you want to select the second link down, which is Setup Guide. From there, we're going to select the first option, which is Integrate using our Web API or SMTP relay. Go ahead and click on the Start button on the right. We're going to be using the SMTP relay to integrate SendGrid with Ricochet. So we're going to select the second option here on the right, and we're going to click the blue Choose button. Once inside this area, we're going to set up an API key. I recommend giving the API key a name that you'll remember, so you can simply give it your company name. I'm just going to say Test Company for this one. And we're going to click the blue Create Key button. That's going to go ahead and create a key to utilize. And below here we have our instructions, which are nice and laid out, which we're going to go ahead and set up right now in Ricochet. So we go into Ricochet, and on the left hand side of Ricochet you want to navigate to Configuration User Settings, which will take you to this page. Then you want to click on the SMTP Credentials link. It probably will default to a blank form, which will say create new here, but if it defaults to one of your existing email addresses that you may have already set up for some reason, you can simply select the drop down and then click on create new, which will give you a fresh form to fill out. You can set up an infinite amount of SMTP settings in here. These are only managed by admins, so the SMTPs that we set up here would be for blast emails or for corporate email messaging. For individual agents, if you want to utilize their SMTPs, you're going to want to set those up logging in on their computer. The nice thing about it, which I'll show you here in a second, is you only need to use the one API key for everybody, and the only thing you're going to have to change is the address, which is basically your agent's email address for every computer. So let's go ahead and set this up. The SMTP host is the server here, so we're going to select the server smtp.sendgrid.net, and we're going to go ahead and paste it in to the host field. Next up, the port. You can use any of these ports. I recommend 587, seems to work fine, and that's for TLS connections. So copy the 587, or you can type it in here. We do put a placeholder, which is 587. Make sure you don't leave that blank. You need to fill out this field, otherwise the form will not submit. Next up is the address of your agent. So this is for administrators. You know, if you're going to be doing blast, you're going to want to set up something like sales at yourcompanyname.com, whatever your email, your actual domain name is. Make sure you use your actual domain name and not something. Make sure it's not spelled incorrectly, because you will not get email responses otherwise. And when you're logging into your agents' computers, again, if you want to set up an SMTP for your agents because you want them to be able to send out emails from their SMTP, you need to log into their computer, and in this area you would just put their email address, like this. For now, we're just going to make this example for corporate blasts and emails. The username, okay, is actually API key. So the username you want to put in is API key, just like that. So we're going to go ahead and put API key, pretty simple. And the password is the actual key itself that we just generated. So we're going to copy that. We're going to paste it in here. There we go. And then we're going to select TLS for connection security. So we have our host, we have the port filled out, we have the current address that we want to set up, we want to control, and we have the username, which is API key, and we have the key pasted in here, and then TLS for the connection security. We're going to go ahead and click Test and Save, and there we go. SMTP settings were successfully updated. If you ever made a mistake or you want to get rid of a particular SMTP, just select it on the list here and click the red delete button, and it'll go bye-bye. That's it. Then log into each one of your agents' computers, do the exact same thing. Make sure you store this token or this key in a safe place, and maybe you can put it in a share file and just email everybody what the token is if you want, if you're okay with that, or just write it down on a piece of paper. I know it's kind of long, but either way, you're going to need to put that key into the password area for every single SMTP that you set up. That is how to set up SMTP with SendGrid and Ricochet. Again, the real nice thing about this is you only have to create it once, and then you can duplicate that by changing the address for every single email that you want to set up moving forward. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.